Have you ever had that sensation where you are lonely in a crowd, or you feel totally disconnected from what's going on in life? Maybe when you're at home by yourself, maybe just alone in your thoughts. Maybe you're one of those people that when you get home from work or a long day, you sit in the car for an extra 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because perhaps there's something about that shell, that cocoon of a car that makes you feel comforted in some way. Here's the deal. We're living in a world where people are so disconnected. We go to our jobs in our cars or our trains. We go into our offices, into our little bubbles. We reverse that process at the end of the day. Come home, click the garage door, go inside the garage, go inside the house. And then after you do that for enough years, you sit down one day and you wonder, why do I feel so disconnected from people, from life, from the journey I was supposed to be on? And then that surfaces all kinds of other scary questions around what happened to my goals, what happened to my dreams about my future. And when it gets really dark, and I've been here as well, it gets into that zone of, what's the point? What am I even doing here? What's the point of life? And then suddenly we live in this zone where we bounce from, I don't know what's going on anymore, into thoughts of escaping. And if I could just get on a long holiday, or if I could just get on a plane and fly to the other side of the world, that'd fix everything. But actually, the true reality of what's going on in our soul is we have allowed ourselves to drift into disconnection. We've actually lost the art of investing intentionally into the relationships that help us feel alive and stay connected to meaning and purpose and what life was meant to be about. You know, I've had this conversation with people so many times, the hypothetical conversation, what would you do if you suddenly got rich overnight? And people naturally, they talk about, the big holiday, and I'd buy a fishing boat or the brand new house, and there's nothing wrong with those things. However, here's what I then follow up with. I say, who would you share it with? Because the truth of the matter is, if you allow your own mind to go into that scenario of what would I do if I suddenly became very wealthy, the reality is that none of those pleasures, whether it's the house, the boat, the car, the holiday, the farm, the free time, the parties, whatever you would put on your list, not a single one of them has any meaning whatsoever unless you are able to share those things with the people you love the most. Which brings us back to the core of the issue, and that is understanding how and why we have allowed relationship connection to drift out of our life. Now, let's be honest. For some of us, especially in middle age, there's a little bit of a challenge around this because you leave school, you leave university or college, you go get that job, you start earning money, and before you know it, you are in the routine of go to work, pay your bills, pay off the house, aim for the goals, and you can get entrenched really quickly into this mode of just doing. But here's the scary part. Really quickly, we lose our grip on those earlier teenage, adolescent years where we did social connection, fun, laughing, making memories, enjoying common interests. We lose those things like that. And then we get to age 40 or 45 or beyond, our soul starts craving for that lost connection. But because we've been out of touch with it for so long, we can't even decipher what is the craving that's going on in my soul. And so some of us reach for things too quickly. We reach for a bottle, or we reach for the next party, or we reach for a relationship that's on the other side of the fence that we know we shouldn't touch, or some other thing that was never designed to fill that lonely ache in your soul. I will guarantee you that if you took enough time to sit down and just chew this a little bit, just meditate this a little bit, reflect on it for a little while, I think you'll probably find that losing that relationship connection with people that's intentional and valuable and authentic and two-way, I think you'll find that's the thing that your soul is craving for. So today, I want to encourage you, take a moment or two when you can, evaluate your relationships. How many relationships do you actually have going on that just kind of happened accidentally? You don't even know if you like them. You're spending time with some people that, if you really thought about it, you don't even enjoy their company anymore. There's no common interests. There's no common stage of life. The fun and the laughter is gone. You don't make memories together. Who are your people? You need to figure out who your people are and make the time. Invent the time. Invest the time, because the truth is, this thing we call life, this one shot, it's gone in a hurry. I know the days feel long, and I feel that too, but the journey of the whole thing, it's over in a heartbeat. And if you don't spend it on and with those that you love the most, you're going to regret it. So what can you do? Here's what you can do. Start with the most simple, practical thing. Push the time into your diary. Even in my real world, sure, you're watching this at some point after I've recorded it, but even in my real world this week, I've been pushing time into my diary to catch up with extended family members, and we're enjoying reminiscing about stories when we were younger. That's what's truly putting food in the soul, rather than all the other stuff that we sometimes accidentally crave for. So number one, push the time into the diary. Number two, kickstart some real conversations. What did you think about that? How did you feel about that? What do you think about that opportunity? What makes you scared about that moment? Actually have some conversation that goes below the surface. We have been trained subconsciously in the last couple of decades to have very surfacey, not very useful conversations because of social media and the speed of life. You've got to get back to that zone where you have some more meaty, more robust conversations that actually have some substance. And my tip number 3 for you is start planning some things around the experiences that you share with people. Like we talked about at the top, if you win that Powerball or you get a massive inheritance and suddenly your bank account's huge, okay, you're probably going to buy a few little toys and fun things. But I promise you, the thing you're really going to enjoy the most is having experiences with the people you love the most. Here's the exciting news there. There's a long list of things that you can do right now that are either free or cheap, and the real gold, the real value anyway, is the shared experiences, the memory making with those people. You've got it within your reach to do something about relationship disconnection, and it's the thing that your soul is actually craving for.